Hey everybody, it's Be Fun, and I'm here on one of the Geeks servers, the Scorched Earth server this time, as my title implied. So similar to my previous video on the Geeks Ragnarok server, this server is coming up on a wipe pretty soon. I got a little bit more notice this time, it's a couple of weeks, which is really nice because it gave me a chance to finish a couple last minute build parts I wanted to do, as well as have a little more fun decorating, get the place look as shipshape as possible before I did this kind of for the record video like I did before, recording of what we built here. It's a sweet little build, I think, and once again I'm bringing you guys along for the tour. So a little bit different than the time I spent on Ragnarok, where I kind of just joined on my own after some of my friends had gone over there and Arali had really encouraged me to come over. And but I had a lot of fun over there, and so some of my regular Iron Mine cohorts and I, Kimmy and Rimtus, we decided, the three of us, that we would do a little joint venture here. So we figured to join together and kind of get started together, level up together, do some exploring together, and eventually find a place to build and do a joint build together. So that's pretty much what we did, actually, at least to start with, and we've been having a good time with that. So that's what we're going to look at today. So let's see. Let me get the light on this thing and wait for it to render in. Although I did bring a GPS this time. So you can see we're right there at 55.4, or at least that's where I'm standing, by 56.8. So it kind of a bonus. We'd looked all over the place, but wasn't expecting to find anything this close to center. So that's a nice little, like I said, a little bonus for the spot we ended up on. So we're in the area called the Central Canyons. Yeah, and we're just kind of southeast of this, one of these two big ridges that go down diagonally across the middle of the map, right along the riverbed here. So you'll see that as we get through the tour. So I'm kind of going to do this tour in the order in which we built the place. Just kind of made sense to me. So I think Kimmy was the very first person to put down a foundation. She took on building our little starter workshop here. Actually, more than our starter shop, it ended up being our permanent workshop, really. We did expand it a little. Originally, it was one foundation shorter at the back, but we added that extra row there under the sloped roofs there to make a little bit more room as we leveled up and had to put down more crafting stations. It's pretty compact, but really functional, so we really liked it, and especially the open air feel of it, and it served our purpose. So we got the usual stuff here, our starter forge, and of course the fabricator. We got Eco's shop decor crafting table and her RP decor crafting table. So we got just about all the Eco stuff, the good, not all of them. She's got quite a few, but we have several on the server. And then this actually was a little experiment of mine. This is a bookshelf from the Ship Quarters mod. So I was trying this thing out. You can actually put stuff on the shelves. I tried these cool little blueprint chests from that mod, which have 100 spaces each. But unfortunately, once you put those on there, they kind of embed and you can't access their inventories anymore. But these buckets from the Advanced Rafts mod, you can. So they hold 50 each. You can put a couple on each shelf, so you could build quite a little compact storage unit right there, organized storage unit. You just want to be careful not to accidentally pick up the shelf. And then here we got one of the mannequins from Eco to keep our armor in. And then this is the Her Egg and Kibble table from her market decor mod. This is actually the first time I've used this table, so I didn't realize she had more than one table with these little animated characters on it, which are a lot of fun. The other one is that I've seen so far anyway, is the food table, which we had originally, but I moved it over to the house once we got that done. This seemed a more appropriate table out here where the dinos are. And then because our space is kind of compact, rather than use her cooker, which I would normally default to, we use this grill from the Advanced Rafts mod, which is interestingly enough called the Industrial Grill. So I kind of feel like it's a reskin of the actual Industrial Grill, except you can't use electricity with it. But it works nicely, got the job done. A little grill effect there. And then that is the equivalent of the preserving bin from that mod as well. And then here we got one of Eco's new crafting tables. This is the community box from her recent update to her mod a couple of weeks ago. And then, of course, the advanced rafts mod. I'm going to kind of go through this quick. And then some of the excellent, oh, I love these, grinders from that mod. And the smithy from that mod, which is nice and compact. I love those compact features of that mod for keeping a, fitting in a small space like this. It really kept our place really functional. And then, of course, we got S Plus and Eco's food tray over there, and a few odds and ends. And in the middle here, we got we have immersive taming on the map, so we have a couple of those workstations here, and the very cool journal from that mod. I really appreciate that the author has, well, of course the name is immersive taming, so he has really kept it true to that and put this journal in his mod, which is like the instructions and all about how to use the mod. Very immersive in the game. So I really love that. I wish more modders would kind of take a cue from that and do that. It's a very cool thing. So then up on top here, we did a little roof deck where we could lay out our sleeping bags initially, because we were kind of living here until we got more established, and then put in some comfy furniture so we had a nice place to sit and relax, take a break from our hard day's work, and have a little fireplace to cook our food until we got our grill set up and stay warm if it got too cold, which it does here from time to time. And then around the back here, let's run down, take a look at that. We got a little area for keeping our dinos. Now, it's not a huge area on this side, but big enough, certainly not bad, but plenty big enough for what we were doing. We weren't getting into any serious taming and breeding and all that. So ample room for the dinos that we have here. And you could expand a little bit more down here, especially if you, built out a bit like I did over there. So you had a little bit more space. A little wider area, and you could have more room for down here. And it's perfectly safe over here because it's all, it's cliffs here. Nothing can get up here. So that's real nice. There's very little issue with predators getting over here, or any dinos getting over here. Now there's a couple little spots up above where they can slip through the ridge there and maybe fall down, but it's a real simple matter to plug those up. We did that with, literally it only takes a couple of foundations and a couple of walls, and you're done. There is a little bit bigger spot over there, but it seems like everything that spawns there falls all the way down into the river. And it doesn't happen very often, but I think I've only ever once logged in and found, something must have disturbed everybody here. So really safe, which is nice because, and there's no predatory birds here. So we didn't have any sense that we needed a barn, which was nice for us. And then I pushed this out a little bit for a little balcony here, just so we could get around this nice rock. I didn't want to break the rock. So we get our dinos around. That worked out really well. So that has been our great little workshop there. And then while Kimmy was doing that, Rimtus took on building our front gate here. Did a really nice job. I especially like the way she, used full foundations here to make these nice big steps to get up in here. Bring our dinos in, and we're using one of the dynamic gates here, so it's 3 wide, which is, the width they always should have been, if you ask me. But you can see it's really easy to protect this area. This is the only way up to this side, and it takes, a 3 wide gate and a few walls, because it drops off really quick, and boom, you're done. Now, I added this a little later, because we're right on this really nice little pond here, and so it felt like, okay, we should do a little nautical theme here. So I put in a wharf along with some fun decorations from the Advanced Rafts mod, and also Eco. This is another one of her tables, the fish table. And it looks like we got a fresh shipment of a dodo here at our wharf. And we got the fish barrel here from one of Eco's mods. And some kind of silly use of some boats on this little lake. So that's our little wharf. All right, let's run up here, and I am going to gamma down just a little because I was gammaed up a bit, and now it's sunnier. Then the next step was to build this bridge here. So I took that on because I really like building bridges, and I really was anxious to try out this new little technique I figured out, splitting a full wall halfway or almost halfway on a ceiling. So those are actually snapped to the lower ceiling. And I thought, wow, this would make a really nice bridge railing for a couple of reasons. One, just for the design. And in particular, I think it works well with the Adobe because of the wood treatment on the Adobe. So you got this nice sort of sturdy Adobe wall effect. And then you also have this kind of this wood railing look, which I really liked. And then, of course, the openings. But then the other thing it accomplishes, of course, is that double deck, that extra thickness to the bridge deck, which looks a little bit more sensible proportionally than just a single ceiling would look. At the same time, if the bridge isn't too big, it doesn't end up being too thick like a full wall does. So I think it is, for this bridge in particular, it worked out to be a really nice proportion. The third thing it does for me is minimize the number of pieces you got involved, because instead of a separate railing turned to a half wall and a separate railing above, you got it all done with one piece in these areas where we've done this. So that worked out really nice. I really, really like the way it came out. So let me just jump on the kitty here and we'll run across the bridge because I'm moving a little slowly. And that's our clan colors there. You kind of see how this bridge looks as we go across here. Kind of nice. So the other thing I did here in the middle over the center supports, just to mix it up a bit, was switch out the sides to use these really cool rope railings from the Advanced Rafts mod. I really like these. And then underneath them, of course, is a regular railing turned to a half wall. Now, the other nice thing you get with this spacing just right is the half wall sticking up just a little bit, which I really like. It gives a little bit more substantial look to where the railings are mounted and a kind of a finished look of where the railings are mounted on the edge of the ceiling. So all in all, it really worked out well. I'm really happy with the way they came out. And then on each end, I did a little angle wall treatment there to give it that sort of look of support. And then down in the center, I did the center section with the dynamic pillars from Structures Plus, which are nice because you can make them nice and fat. So once again, they look a little bit more appropriately balanced in terms of proportion to the rest of the bridge. Now, we have foundation support requirement turned off on this server, so that, of course, made it really easy for me to build this, both in terms of time and just getting it to come together. There's a little bit of a few steps you got to go through. Great. Well, I'll finish this and then I'll take a break. It's a couple of steps you got to go through to get that spacing just right. You do need Structures Plus for it. I got to say that. I tried it with vanilla and I never was successful at it. There's a few issues involved. But I don't want to get too much into that because I want to keep the video going for the tour. But if you have any questions about how I did this, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to share that information and maybe even do a video, a little demo video if there's enough interest in it. I'm always happy to do that. It's kind of fun and I would enjoy that. All right, I'm going to take a break and I'll see you back in just a second. Come on, kitty. Let's run over here and park you. Okay, I am back at last. Oh my gosh. That was, let's see, 2 sandstorms, a rainstorm, a night cycle, and a disconnect by the time I got back here. It's now the next day. You gotta love trying to record on Scorched. And you know what, Kimmy? This is Kimmy's kitty. Kimmy, I'm taking over your kitty. It's my colors. I like it. It's mine now. Okay, so let's see. Where did we leave off? The bridge. So we got the bridge done, and that finally gave us access to this side of the little canyon here. So we get started on the main build. So I did this little garden here just recently, so I'll show you this real quick. We only have Eco's garden decor. We don't have trees, so this is basically the only little vegetation landscaping we can do, these little green bushes, which are nice. So I used those to supplement what's already here, these pretty flowers and some of the dark bushes there. So we kind of built around that and made it for a little garden. And we also have the ivy over there from her. So then I kind of also, I do this a bit in some of my other builds, use crops for landscaping, so that works out well. So this wall actually was kind of another of the last things we did. It's pretty safe here. There's not a lot of stuff coming down, but we extended that over from the house and put another gate in here to really secure the property. Oh yeah, and we got the that's the beacon, it's called, beacon light from the Advanced Rafts mod, so we can have a light to find our way home to at night. And then I think Kimmy jumped in again at this point and started sketching out our main, the top level of our house here. So she kind of laid out a floor plan, and we went with little bit of some wood out here for the front porch, and then through the entryway here. This takes us into this little courtyard. So she knows how much I love landscape, keeping the original landscape. So she did a nice job of building around this tree and also another tree at the other side, which are kind of like bookends to our house here. So we got a courtyard on both ends. I'll show you the other one. So this little courtyard, just a little place to sit, and little outdoor eating area, and then did a little extra landscaping around the tree, and I put in a water tap here, so we had some water until we got more built, and keeps our tree nice and healthy. You know, I'm just gonna take a break and change some of my settings. I'll be right back. I just want to turn my shadows on because it really makes the interiors look a little better, I think. So through here, this takes us into our kitchen area, and we got all of Eco's nice cabinetry set up, and her cooker. Actually, this is her new cooker. You know, she updated it a couple weeks back with a lot of the other stuff, and it's got a few changes and some new stuff. And then this is also new from her, this counter, which is very nice, because, you know, in the past we've been doing that with her cabinets, which aren't really the right height, you know, for these stools. So you haven't got a place for your knees. This is like a one-piece thing, so it's a lot easier. So that's a welcome addition to her mod. I think a lot of us have been running around to our other builds, previous builds, and remodeling with some of this new stuff. And this is new also, her pantry, which has 120 slots, kind of nice. This is called the Cauldron. It's from the Advanced Rafts mod. It's a nice addition to vanilla because it's kind of right in between the basic cook pot and the industrial cooker. I think you get it at level 40, and it doesn't cook a whole lot faster than a cook pot, but you can irrigate it. So that's a nice feature. And it looks very cool when it's on, right? Unfortunately, this mod hasn't been updated in quite a while, and I kind of get the sense that it might not be. Maybe it's abandoned. So it doesn't have the recipe engrams in it. So you can't just pull straight into it. That's kind of too bad because it's, you know, trying to figure out these things is a pain in the butt. But if you know what to put in there, you're good to go. Or you could just put a cook pot alongside. I have one out in the other patio, and just use it to pull everything into. This is what I do. I just pull everything into the cook pot, and then I just move it over to here and turn it on and let it run. And then over here we got a little dining area, a little nook here for our table and chairs. And then over here we got a little decoration again from Eco's market decor mod, a little produce shelf, so to speak, here, and it's got 50 slots in it, and it does preserve. And then this is the beer barrel from the Advanced Rafts mod. I like this. It's a lot smaller, and you irrigate it. It's working here. I just put this up the other day to try it out. I hadn't tried it before. So I got that actually plumbed to where? I think the sink. No, over there to the toilet. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Yeah, it's connected to the freshwater side. Yeah, come on over, have a beer. Okay, so over here we have a little office area set up. Kimmy put that in. Looks like she was studying up on the dossier. And then we got one of Eco's tables, a little place to keep our blueprints organized. Really cool. And then over here we got a little, you know, family room area with a fireplace, which is out of spark powder. Have I got any in here? I like to have that effect going. Okay. And back here, as I mentioned, we have a toilet. Full working toilet. I like to have those things working. And a sink. And then on this side, we got a little shower. set up here. And then out the back door here, close that, we got our other little patio, so little courtyard. So this is kind of like our little working courtyard. I think of it that way. We got a little garden going here. You know, again, we weren't doing anything really crazy here, so we didn't need much in the way of crops. Really, kind of like a single crop each was enough. So I put in a couple down here with the tree, and then I got a couple more over here in these cool round crop plots, again, from the Rafts mod. And then a little nautical decoration here with some of the stuff from the Rafts mod. Advanced Rafts, that is. And then we got the what's it called? The dye table from Eco. Yep. I like this. We're not actually using it for that. I think we got, yeah, I'm keeping fertilizer in here. But it just looks so nice, you know. We're using the dye pot inside. And then these nice awnings from this crafting table of hers right here, which has these cool awnings in it, a bunch of different colors. I wish she'd add, be nice if she'd add those big awnings she uses over her stalls so that we could independently place those and make use of those, like, you know, shade a little eating spot or something. That'd be kind of fun. And this also has, oh, that reminds me. Oh, I forgot to make this. I got enough metal? Yeah. I wanted to make a sign here to put up before I started. Well, you know what? Let's do this right now. And we'll try it out when we get down there. All right, let's take that. So then we got the her food table, of course. And then upstairs, I put a little, oh, and here's the cook pot I was mentioning. So I can just pull here and then take everything inside and get it going. And then I got a little staircase up here. Sorry, it's a little framey because I got my shadows turned on. And originally I was going to build, actually I did build a greenhouse up here, but you know, we just decided we didn't need all that stuff, so I pulled it down. We just kind of left this open for, you know, parking flyers, or, you know, maybe set up a, actually I thought about doing a guest house up here, but never got around to it. Oh, and that's another new addition from Eco's recent update, that tower she calls the outpost. I really like that thing. I was playing around with it here. Made a little walkway up to it. Very cool. And we'll head back on inside. And we'll take a look at the rest of the place going down the steps here. So got just a little space over here. Little place to work on your recipes, I guess. And then this is, I don't know if I mentioned before. Well, I did mention one of the things that intrigued me about this place to build was this cliff that we're built along the edge of. It wasn't straight across. It had this like half moon little cutout in it back here that when I saw that I thought, that would be really neat to build bridge across like we did, and then kind of work your way down the center of that to have different levels to the place. So that's what I did. And it took me a little while to get the stairs worked out, but once we did, then you know, we were able to put this nice big slab of ceilings here that we could divvy up into our bedrooms and our main living area. So we got a little family room, kind of entertainment area going here with this nice grand fireplace from Eco. And then a little wet bar kind of thing going here with another one of these counters and some yummy desserts. And this is Rimtus's work. We kind of tasked her. She's the master furnisher, so we put her to work furnishing our living room area. This came out really nice. And then let me just have a quick drink here. And then I've got a little tiny balcony out here that kind of overhangs right over the water, which is nice. Little view. Get some fresh air. And we'll run in and we'll start taking a look at the bedrooms. So first, gosh, frame rate. We got Kimmy's bedroom here. And she's done a nice job of painting. I'm a little slack in the painting department, so she painted her place up real nice. And she's got a great view here. I think she's got the best view in the house here. Nice big window. Nice view of my beautiful bridge. And I like the way she, you know, kind of sectioned off this area for a little, kind of like a little nook using a bookcase for a room divider. Good idea. I see she's crashed out in the bed here. Oh, Kimmy, it's a good thing I'm in a hurry or I'd have to get the dye pot out. See what colors we could come up with for you. So that's Kimmy's space. And then over here is Rimtus's room, which just a few days back I mentioned to her I was going to record, and told her, you know, you got a couple days left to do a little bit more if you want. I kind of half jokingly suggested she push this wall out a little bit, because I'd kind of done a similar thing on the other side. I told her that I had added, I'd built this little bit over here, so she had a place to move to. I didn't really expect her to do it, but she did, and it came out really nice. She's got her own little doorway here. I like that. So that worked out really well. And looks like she's done a little bit of painting here. She's crashed out too. Ooh, could have dyed them both. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. We gave her a tattoo the other day. So nice job here. And I like the way she tucked these bookcases right on into the rock and the walls here, so they really look like little built-ins. Kind of cool. So nice job. Oh, I never realized you could put stuff on top of this luggage stuff. It actually, because some stuff, you know, won't sit on top. That's cool. I'll have to remember that. This is actually her painting. She's quite the accomplished painter in real life. So she has that program for bringing in photos in the game. So she does that. She brings in some of her paintings and ends up and then uses them in game for wall decoration. She's done a few things for us. That's really neat. And then down here, we'll take a look at my bedroom. So I'm looking a little heavy here. Let's see what I got on me. Oh, I got this sign on here. We'll get rid of that in a minute. So let's see. We'll do a quick little pan around here. So that's my bedroom. So I got a little area up here like Rimta said. She turned into a little garden area. I turned into a little loft library for myself, along with this cool lit graphic from Eco's mod. I like that. And then, you know, when I built this outside wall, I pushed it out a little bit around the existing foliage there, so I had a little indoor, kind of like a little 8 garden area there. Added a little bit of landscaping, put in some water. And that's a hammock from the Advanced Rafts mod. It's actually a bed, spawn point. It's kind of fun. And then that, of course, is the, as I mentioned in my previous video from Ragnarok, this is the ship quarters crafting station with all this cool furniture and stuff in there. So I'm enjoying that mod. This stuff comes from it. I really like this furniture. I wish we had that in you know, in like vanilla, because we don't have the mod on all of our servers. So, and some of this other furniture too. This cabinet, which is almost a little too nice for our kind of primitive game, but I love it. It's got 250 slots, which is nice. Looks good. And the bed, and this dresser as well, from that matches the other cabinet, 125 slots. So nice stuff. And then I got a little fireplace here to stay warm on a cool evening. And then around the back here, I made myself a little retreat. So another nice little place to sit and, you know, read, relax, take in the view. Yeah, I like this room. Came out good. And then finally, we'll head on down, well, almost finally, to the next level. This took a while. We had this roped off for quite a while because this was going to be my project. It took me a while for it all kind of to gel in my head what I wanted to do down here. But my intention was, as it ended up being, to make our own little spa down here. So actually, it's not that little. It came out pretty good size. So I'm real happy with the way this came out. And I think I'm going to have to fix this staircase real quick. Gosh, I wish Orionson would finally get this thing fixed, because he keeps trying and it's still not working right. So this first level here, we gotta put in a little, you know, a little meditation spot to get you in the mood for being relaxed. Then you come over here and have a shower. Ah, very nice. And get the nice fish tank going here. Get you a little relaxed as well. And then we got a spot here to keep our shampoos and soaps with some candlelight. And then we step on down to this big area here where we got nice hot tubs where you can then soak and relax. And I kind of like the way we're down a little lower, so it actually you know, kind of clips your view a little bit here. It makes it a little bit more of an intimate feel, which I think works out well. Came out really nice. See if I can get out of here now. Oh gosh, I probably can't. All right, I was a little too heavy there. I had to dump my sign there for a second. So down here, you know, we're always screwing around with each other's hair and stuff, so I thought it was about time we have a proper little barbershop. So I put in a little, kind of feels like a little Parisian style barbershop to me, with this cool little chair from Eco. And I got a little sign here for haircuts and tattoos for 25 cents, so you're welcome to come here and get an inexpensive haircut or tattoo. Oh, let's try out this sign. Let's see here. That's what this was for. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. Oh my god, look at the size of that thing. Alright, well, that kind of works. I think we'll leave that there. Barber. Very cool. And it matches the design of these lamps, I see. Oh, cool. Alright. And then through here, we got another bathroom. Nice sized bathroom with Eco's cool toilet. And put in case you're having a problem getting started, I got little sound effects here of the water. So that's our little home spa here. And then down yet again, this takes us down to the next level down, which is just a little space here under the stairs before we go outside. And I put in kind of some wardrobe stuff here, a couple of Eco's armor stands. And then we got this mod here, which allows us to make all of these different skins. So I started making some stuff I want to do something with here. I think I got it all. No, I didn't finish the hat. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just do that real quick. Only take a second, I think. Okay. We'll need that in a little while. So that's what we're doing this space here. And then out the door here, this finally takes us all the way down to the bottom. So if you want to come out here and have a little swim in the lake, which is pretty deep actually, you can do that. And I also have a little ladder on the other side to get up on the wharf in case you fall off the cliff like we were doing regularly when we were building. Oh, and then you can kind of see here, like I mentioned on the bridge, to give it a little bit more of a feel of thickness. What I did was I just added a half wall hanging down all the way around the perimeter, which is basically acts as the facade from the front, so it gives a little bit thicker profile to the floors, which I think looks really nice. All right, I'm gonna run back up, and I think what I'll do is I'll jump on a bird, and we'll do a quick little fly around, and then sign off. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so there's a little aerial view of the whole build there. You can see our front gate and the bridge across and the house. We'll just do a little fly through here. Right over this really nice lake, or pond, I guess it is. I'm not sure which it is. There's the house. All right, so I'm back with this crazy armor on. Man, this stuff, look at this hat. I mean, in a sandstorm, I'd probably fly away with that thing on. I look a bit like a blue Mountie. Okay, so it's supposed to be musketeer armor, and I got it on to announce to Rimtus and Kimmy. When we started on here, we were calling ourselves the Three Stooges, but I'm letting them know, I'm here to tell you that I'm officially upgrading us to the Three Musketeers. All right, so I'm back down here on the bridge with my new kitty, and I had to change my hat out too. I like this one a little bit better. And I decided to wait until evening to sign off so that we'd have an opportunity to see what the base looks like under the lighting of all of the torches and the lamps we've put up. Looks pretty neat. Now, it looks like we're probably running a little longer than I had originally planned, so I want to thank you for hanging in there and watching all the way through. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you have any comments or suggestions, and especially questions, please don't hesitate to chime in down below. I know I don't always record all that often. That's probably an understatement. And I took a pretty long hiatus there too. But I'm always interested to see what you guys have to say. And I do make a point of responding to as many comments and questions as possible, which so far has been pretty much everyone, since I don't really have that big a following anyway. And after all, that's kind of the point of all this, to, you know, have some fun and share ideas and information. So I look forward to seeing you all again in my next video, and until then, bye-bye for now. So what do you guys think about our little villa?
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.